All right, so I'll do our official welcome. All right, so this is Leadership Troubleshooting Live, where each month we tackle a different challenge, have real conversations, and leave with practical actions that we can apply immediately. All right, and today I know initially a few weeks ago I said we're going to be talking about priorities. We're still going to be talking about priorities, but we're going to do it a little different than what those conversations typically look like. Because usually it's okay, let's figure out what's the most important, and then we start putting things on calendars. The way that we're gonna figure out what those important things are will be a little different, and it's gonna start with the first question that I ask. Okay, because we're not focused on just becoming more productive, but being more intentional. So y'all ready for the first question?
No.
Yeah? Get ready. Okay, so I want everyone to imagine that someone walked up to them and gave them a book. And on that book, you look at the title and it says your name. And in that book, you don't know how many chapters are left. Is it 50 chapters, 10 chapters, or just one chapter? And then you open up the book and you realize there's only one chapter left. What would that chapter be about if you only had one chapter left? Start writing. If you only had one chapter left, what would that be about? And no rush. As soon as I see you look up, I'll know that you're basically done, but take your time. I really want y'all to think about this. How will your life be? What would you want to see? Who would you want to become? What do you want to feel? That last chapter. Y'all are doing good. Keep going. There you go. Let me get y'all the vibes. Okay, y'all hear that music? There you go. Whenever you're done, just give me your thumbs up. No shit said they were okay. Oh, perfect. Okay. Okay. I would love for someone to share if y'all open to it. Everybody looking at their stuff like, I don't know.
I'll share. Oh, go
Oh,
ahead.
okay. Go,
You
go
got it, Des.
Me.
She said that wasn't me,
Oh,
Mom. Then there was
oh, I
Tiana.
thought you was. I thought you was jumping. Oh, my bad. I thought you was jumping in.
Look, you
She
look like
said. She
you
said.
ready.
I'm trying to switch it up. I ain't trying to be last no more. I was
I
last on the
see
last
that. You,
one.
you taking action. Love it.
All right. I mean, mine's is pretty simple. That final chapter, I actually gave it a name. It was actually called "Decided."
Mm.
Um, I pretty much gave it that title just because I know where I see my life going, and then basically the name is like, hey, I finally made that decision. But pretty much how I saw my life laid out for me was really three different things. One, me being retired, right? Two, me going around being a emotional intelligence facilitator to not only youth but to older adults, more or less at like different companies, just kind of spreading more awareness on the lack of emotional intelligence just in the workforce, but just in daily life. And but then lastly, at the same time, um, me traveling abroad, learning different, I would say, um, learning different types of food, just because I do want to own my own food truck once I retire and just do my own thing since I love to cook. So, yeah, that's pretty much what mine was. That's how I see my life laid out. So, retired, going around teaching EQ and traveling abroad to learn different type of food styles from different chefs.
Nice. Nice. Thank you for sharing. Who else?
Go next. I'm not
Okay.
sure if mine is that much in depth, but since you said the last chapter, I'm not sure how everyone else took it, but I felt like after that chapter, that's kind of pretty much it. So I kind of looked at it as once that chapter ends, the book is closed. So I felt like just getting my life together with God because I do feel like, I mean, of course, that's my everyday goal, but I do feel like I want to, I live to live again.
Mm.
So for this chapter to be closing, it's just going to be opening for our next book. So I also pretty much just spending and making memories with my daughter, my family. I was pretty much away because of the military. So I want to actually be able to get out and travel. And I actually want to move out of states. So I actually implemented that into my plans. So
Oh,
travel the world, go to Cape Town, Germany, Thailand, a lot of things I want to just do after I get out.
that's dope.
And that's my last chapter. Yep.
That's dope. Well,
Well,
you want to share? Okay.
yeah. Well, um, I had it like a split in two where it felt more like not like a rewind, but like looking back. Um, so I see myself not working, having a bunch of memories with my family, good times, and um, and then I put try new things. I love to try new things, and I would want. I see myself having like no regrets in trying anything and everything. And then the other part that I also took it as was just remembering all the good times because um, I feel like I tend to not forget, but be more grateful that I do have a good life and I do have a lot of good memories and I just see it hopefully just continuing the same, just with no job and enjoying it more with people. So,
Nobody want that
and
job. Everybody like, hey, we cut our losses with the job. And then there was one.
So for me, I looked at it for like looking at the book, like what would I want the last chapter to be?
Yeah.
And I look at it as like leaving something like a legacy. So my last chapter, I would want it to kind of be a how to, and I know we joked about this about a title of a book, but I would
Yes.
name the title of my last chapter called Run It Back. And it would basically be a how to of how to like overcome difficult times, difficult tasks, and stuff like that. So it would be me leaving behind a way for people to deal with difficult circumstances and situations. And it would basically just detail, my journey through all of that as my last chapter.
Let's go, Arthur. Okay.
No.
Okay. Speak into existence. I love it. Okay. All right. Y'all ready for the next one? Ooh, this one about to hit. Okay, so let's say for the last 30 days, you had someone following you around. They didn't say anything, they didn't judge. All they did was observe. What would that person say your life is currently? What chapter would they say you're writing right now? Whenever you're done, you can do a thumbs up too.
That what are you doing? I'm
That
still
quick?
thinking.
I gotta hear this
Sorry,
one.
sorry, y'all. I've been journaling a lot this week, so yeah, things are flowing a little too easy right now.
I pressed play. He said, I'm done.
As soon as you said it, I said, "Yep, I already know." I journaled about it this week.
Please don't speed up for him, people. Be in your moment.
Yeah, take your time.
Oh no. As soon as you wrote yours, I was like, oh, this is easy.
I don't know how to phrase it.
Phrase it. What's that phone? Mm. Dress. Yeah. Like what is yeah. What would they say you're currently doing? Checking. Them right there? Ooh. You just type that in.
No, I already had it right here. We'll see.
Oh. Yeah,
I just want to see if there's a better way of phrasing.
nah, I like that. I like that. That's good. Doing that work. So you good?
Mhm.
Who else is good? If any. Okay, you good? Okay. Are you
And
good too?
mhm,
Tiana?
yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, who wants to share? Damn, this is.
All
You
right,
know
I'll start
what?
it
Who
off
was
again.
the first one that was like, "I'm done"? I think that person should.
Just
Who
gonna say
was
that, man.
right? Who was that?
You
Real
know,
confident. He
this
he
is
put
a
his
safe
arms back like,
space. This is
All
a
right,
safe
all right.
space.
You know what? You're right. You're right. So mine's would be chapter 6, and the title of that is called Unfulfilled.
oof. Okay.
That's pretty much if that was if there was a person for the last 30 days shadowing me, watching my everyday, seeing my current life, current state, um, that's pretty much what that person would take away from where I currently am. So unfulfilled.
Mm. He leave us with that one. Okay. No
I guess
leverage. You like, he
I guess
like, hey,
I'm
boom.
second since I was second.
Okay.
Mine would be organized chaos as a title because that's kind of
We got their title.
uh is organized but it's chaotic at the same time. From an outside looking in, it would probably blow people's mind on how you juggle and manage and remember
Mm.
all of it. So, if they shadow me, they would be like, it's organized, but it's very chaotic at the same time.
Will that person say, "Damn, Dez really have a lot of joy.
Uh,
Things are working out."
no,
Okay,
they
okay.
would say I have evolved.
Evolved. Okay.
Evolved. They would say I have evolved. Like me, let's say 36 months ago to now, same situation, two different people. So they would see I've evolved,
Okay.
but
Okay.
still chaos.
Still chaos. Okay.
Mhm. Okay,
Um,
I'll go. Uh-huh.
no, I was just gonna say I think Tiana be acting like she writing. That way she can always be the last one.
It should be like the first or second.
I put the name, yeah, so if someone was observing me right now, the chapter would be called Her Before Her Eureka Moments. Basically I feel like they would be observing like she's not unmotivated. She's figuring it out, figuring out what she wants, and she's literally so close to having her aha moments. Is what I think.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. It's good.
Oh, if I had to name my chapter, I would name it The Process. Because if someone had to follow me, I feel like they'll see that I'm motivated, I'm always busy, always on the go, but that I'm still learning the process. I'm still learning, I'm learning myself, just trying to learn how to trust the process and trust myself. So that's what I feel now.
I love it. I love it. We all gonna be authors, obviously. Because y'all got all these titles. I'm like, jeez. Love it. Love it. Okay. So with the last 30 days of someone following you, and then you open up that book and it being your last chapter, why are those two stories or chapters different? And you don't gotta write it down. That's more of a question I'm asking openly. And Tiana, I want to ask you because which nobody looked at it wrong. I was asking more of the sense of if this was your last chapter, what would you do with it? So you said right now it's the process. What makes this so different from if it was your last chapter?
Because honestly, if it really was my last chapter, let's just say, hey, this is the say all be all.
Hmm.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna be stressed out, worried about work,
Okay.
recruiting, all this, everything. I feel like my life is always constantly on the go for work. Like my life pretty much revolving around work right now. I'm trying
Okay.
to learn how to navigate it and find that balance.
Okay.
I definitely feel like can't throw everything I want in it right now with the last chapter, let's say traveling and doing exactly what I want to do. Of course, I
Hmm.
can't move out the country right now, but I mean, of course, I still have God in it,
Hmm.
but that's pretty much the reason why I feel like it just doesn't have I don't have that balance just yet to do what I want.
Okay.
Those that last chapter.
Appreciate that. Who else got something? Why isn't that chapter already looking like the last one?
Um, I think mine don't mirror or look like each other right now. Um, because I'm not necessarily fully in control of the situation.
Hmm.
So I think
Okay.
being able to control certain things, if I was able to, um, I think I would be a lot closer to the ending of the chapter, being able to kind of leave my legacy. But certain situations and circumstances, of course, military, you only have so much control over your every day. So it does kind of like hinder you
Okay.
in a way.
Anybody else got any different feedback?
I just didn't invest at a young age.
Just
So no
didn't invest
job.
in a young age. Okay. Okay.
So that I could have no job.
No job. Okay. What else?
Okay, I'll shed a little bit of light.
Okay.
Um, so with my two chapters, one being unfulfilled and then my last chapter being called decided, um, I think the best way to explain it is my journaling this week kind of shed a lot of light on that I haven't been pouring into myself to be on that last chapter where I'm doing the things that I want to do for myself. I think I spend so much time pouring into everybody else around me, that I walk around with a life that's unfulfilled, oftentimes. So which kind of led to that last chapter being called decided because that was me making a decision to do what makes me happy and where I see my life kind of ending up once I make that decision. So yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. So I want to talk about two distinctions, right? The first one being if you look at what that last chapter would have been for you, it's interesting that no one said, "Oh, I want to have this amount of money. I want to ride in this type of car. I want to have this type of house." It seems like everybody wrote a certain feeling that they want to have once they arrive there, that it will do something for you. Because usually it's not the house or the perfect relationship, it's usually the feeling that it gives you back, right? Rather that be freedom, rather that be having certainty of what's to come, rather the joy of cooking, rather you being with your family and feeling love. So that's the first distinction is it's really the feelings that we're looking for in, if you want to call it priorities of what we're trying to gain. And then going back to what a few of you somewhat said is, right now I can't necessarily do that, or I don't have that time, um, that I'll be able to do this in the future. But wasn't it a lot of people that said, oh, I'll be able to do that in the future, and then they died that same year?
Be pissed.
And so my thing is, when we talk about chapters, who promised you the next one? And while you're holding on to say, hey, when the Nate, Des, you said I ain't really got control over my life. The Navy, they cool. Well, I guess you just won't have control over your life then. And those feelings that you want to get, that legacy that you want to have, hopefully
Hmm.
you get there after the Navy lets you go. That's how I would say that would be the way that you need to think about it because tomorrow is not promised. So I would challenge you and invite you to, if you could make your life look a little bit more of what you ultimately want to have, what would you start doing now? We ain't there yet. I'm setting the tone. I'm setting the tone. I want that to start happening in your mind. All right? Because we're about to get there. So when it comes to priorities or what we want to focus on, it's usually not even a motivation issue, and it's not even a priority issue. It starts with an A. There's no, what's the issue? You
Alignment.
what? Say that again for me, please.
Alignment.
Alignment issue. Yes. So with that, I came up with something that I believe would help me, and I believe it'll help you too. It's called the four investments. Okay, so you can write that at the top as a title, and then I'm gonna switch the page because we're gonna go over it and we're gonna do some more writing. So give me a little bit while you write that down.
By the way, that was my word for the month of June. Alignment.
Yeah. We should be good to go. Let me know if you can see my screen.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what does it say? Does it say start sharing your screen? Do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Okay. Let me just refresh. Okay, can everyone see this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, big thing, right? We talked about intentions. And what it really comes down to is your time, energy, attention, and resources. Because if you look at what you do on a daily basis, you are, no matter if you're being intentional or not, you're giving your time, you're giving your energy, your attention, your resources to something. It's just now you'll have the awareness of what that something is. That way you can make those adjustments. So, as this asked, for the last 30 days, where would you say these investment has gone? So I want you to go through these questions real quick and then write your answer to that. And then same thing, just give me a thumbs up once everyone is done. Yeah. We going deep now. I already know for Des who takes that energy away from her. Remember, last 30 days. Last 30 days. John, you still writing?
I'm good.
Okay. There's
Mhm.
good. Sid, you good?
1
No,
second.
no, you good. You good. Don't worry about it. Just let us know.
Okay, I'm good.
Okay. Very good. So let's say that these were four different pages, right? You had time, energy, attention, and resources, and you had to give these four pages over to someone. And we asked, all right, what is their life about from these investments? What would they say? Would it be the same as what you recently said, or would it be different? Because sometimes it's easier to see where the drop off is or the spill when you actually look at, oh, this is where I've been investing my time, my energy, my attention, my resources. And this, if I just changed any of these, then my life could look a lot closer to the chapter that I'm actually wanting to write. Is that making sense? Okay, so if someone got these four pages, ultimately, what would they say your life is about? So if you could, if it was one sentence or even one word, look, what you got? If they had these four pages. Okay, we'll circle back to her. Anybody else?
Well, I
Um,
put oh, I'm sorry, you can go
no, go
next.
ahead. No, this
Oh,
your
they
time to
fighting
go
over it.
first.
I love it. Go ahead.
No, this is her time to go first.
Well, I just put unfortunately my pages would be about goal.
Damn. Whew,
Uh,
that hit. Mm,
Mine would be similar, but it would just kind of be work. Um, everything to do with work. Um, and I was even trying to finagle, be like, nah, maybe this not
work.
work.
Mm.
I guess for me, I would say, 'cause I can't even lie and say I work hard right now because I'm on short duty, on a real short duty, so I can't even sit here and lie. Which is a first for me, but I would just go ahead and just say college has my most undivided attention. It might as well have took the place from me being on the boat.
Mm. You got anything?
No, I can't remember.
You gotta think of a word or sentence. Okay.
I guess
So
undecided.
undecided.
That's what
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out what to do next. My next move. What?
So if you notice, if you look at those investments, will your life ever become the chapter that you would want to write if it stayed the same?
No.
Not at all. Right? Okay. And I'm gonna write this on here. As long as this thing worked for me. I ain't tried it, but we're gonna try it today. Oh snap. Okay, it's popping up. Write that down. Need y'all remember that. We're about to go into this next 30 days. I want you to remember your investments reveal your life. Okay. So I'm gonna stop sharing this and I'm gonna share the next one. So before we go into the next one, does everyone have a clear idea of what are some investments they need to adjust for their life to become closer to what they want?
Yes.
Yes? Dad's, I don't know. Dad's just flipping papers. I don't know. She,
No, I'm yes. I can see where I need to make the shift.
okay.
I guess my question is,
Yes.
with the type of work that we do, how do you make that shift?
Oh, that's an amazing question. Yes. So you talked about legacy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you said, I see myself writing a book. Say the title for me again. I want to make sure we all heard it right.
I didn't say write a book. I said if I had a book,
If you
a
had a book,
title,
but what would the title be?
run it back.
Run it back, right? So, legacy, how would you start to create that legacy right now? Because this is the thing, we all know we're still going to be in the Navy for whatever amount of time. The same thing where Irma, she knows she's gonna have a job for whatever amount of time. So if you had to change any of these, what would be the first thing to start creating your legacy? Whatever you want that to look like.
Me personally,
Yes, yeah. Yeah, we
time.
coaching right now. Yes.
Time. I would change time.
Time. Where would that time go to create that legacy?
Not at work.
Okay, that's fine. Where would it go?
I would invest my time in the things that I would like to do. Um, like spend time with my family, be a better version of myself. Not that I can't do that. But my time technically right now was not my time. So I think that's my struggle is trying to
And who told you that?
I don't the last 30 days showed me it ain't my time.
Right, but who said that you don't have that time or that the Navy has control over that? Who said that?
Experience?
No, no, who is saying that to you?
No one has verbally said anything,
You sure?
but
It's been you.
huh?
It's been you. You've been telling yourself that.
No.
Okay.
If it's up to me, I would do what I want to do on company time. Like if it was up to me. But I think I for me, it's the struggle of doing what you have to do so you can do what you want to do. And I think it's like what Harvey said is finding that balance to where I'm gonna give what I need to this thing, which is my job, and still have the energy to do what I want to do. And I think that's where time is something that I don't have, but I also don't have the energy when I do have the time.
So we haven't got to that area in the coursework yet.
Nope.
But but how do you bring back the energy that could be dissipated from the job that you currently have? Right, because that's the hard part is you can have a job that's draining, and then how do you go after your dreams after that job is over? That's what you will have to work on consistently. And then all the why work, all the identity shifting we're talking about, that's what's gonna have you where you can shift back into, hey, this is my priority. And if you adjust these different areas, even though you got a job, I got a job. What I tell them, hey, I'm out of pocket, OOP, between this time because I know this is my work. I'm still gonna give it my all when I'm at work. I'm also gonna go after my calling because I'm not gonna say, oh, the Navy got in the way of that or they're taking this. No, I control that. And if I keep saying that, then I know my life will never get there. Is that making sense?
It is, because there was a quote at church that they said, and it literally just
Please tell me.
it says everything that makes noise doesn't deserve your attention. That's literally the quote they said, and I was like, circle that.
Sorry, Des, I didn't hear it. Could you say it one more time? I just
It says everything that makes noise doesn't deserve your attention.
there you go.
Let me take that into work with me this week. I just felt I felt I'm gonna need that. So
But I love that question though, because how can you make this realistic? Right? How can you make it where with the type of job we have, how can you still change this up and still be effective at your job? That's a real challenge. And if we don't talk about it now, then people leave us and they go back into the real world and say, yeah, I can't do any of that. So thank you for asking that. With that question, does anyone else have a question? No? No good? Okay. All right. So the reason why I asked, does everyone have a clear idea of where they want to put this energy at now, this time, attention, resources, is because the next thing I'm going to show you is going to be an actual resource that I would love for everyone to take 15 to 20 minutes to fill out after we get off the call. Not while we're on it, because I want y'all to really, really think about it. And I'll put it in the leadership circle under resources. So I'm going to show you and we're going to walk through it because I already did it on my side. But I want you to see how it looks because once you start reading it, especially after you did this, it's like, I know exactly what I need to do this month. I know exactly what I need to do in the next 30 to 90 days. Okay. So I'm gonna unshare this one and I'm gonna share this other one. So what it's called is, hold on. Here we go. And it should be coming up now. Let me refresh. Okay, so I create this back in December, and this is how I've been doing my quarters for my goals. So I just did mine for the third quarter, and so what this is called is a leadership goal board, right? So you write down your 1 or 3 goals that you would want to accomplish within the next 30 to 90 days. And you would put them here, and then you say why these goals matter, right? What will it solve? What would it improve? What would it prevent? And then what is your first 3 moves? This is so important because a lot of people write down the goals, but they don't have what is the next step. And this next step need to be something that you possibly can do tonight or by tomorrow, right? Because that starts the momentum. So, and then you'll just connect them to each of those goals. So if you had whatever it is at the top line, then you move on down to 2, same thing. And then progress indicators. When will you know that you're moving towards those goals? Is it something that you'll see? Is it something that you'll feel? Is whatever that is. Next biggest part is barriers and breakthroughs. Most goals, especially the ones that we want to go after because they're important, they probably scare us at the same time. So, what is a barrier that could get in the way? And then, what is your way that you can break through whatever that barrier is? So, if it's, I don't have enough time, what is the breakthrough? I will be able to create enough time because I'm going to do this, this, this. Is that making sense? so far?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then I feel like all these pieces are important. I'm saying all of them. But the leadership commitment statement, I commit to, and it's doing those goals, right? Because of this. It's very important because that's what you're committing to yourself. And a goal really doesn't start until you commit. Because that's what a lot of people just won't even say their goals out loud or claim it because they don't believe that they'll even reach them. So you committing to it and then you're saying your reason why, as we've been stressing the why, and then that strongest piece is gonna be when you sign and you date. As you say, hey, all this above, this is what I'm gonna go after for that next 30 days, if y'all want to put it to that, or whatever that is, or you want to go to 90. But I at least want to see one thing that you want to do in the next 30, because then we all can help track that and push each other. And with that, I would love for everyone to share at least one of those goals, those priorities that you would want to do in the leadership circle after you get it filled out. Would everyone commit to that?
Alright.
Filling it out after this?
Yep.
Yep.
And while we at it, I'll just go ahead and put it in the chat now. So there isn't any delay. Here we go. All right. And then if someone can just tell me if that link that I'm sending in works, so I know it's good. If someone can click that for me,
Works.
it worked.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Good. So all you
Mhm.
have to do is download that and yeah, fill it out. Uh, Moving on from this, does anyone have any questions before I get off of this? Anything? Pretty clear? Okay, good. And just make sure we got everything. Yep. All right. Stop sharing. Okay, before we move on to the next part, did anything so far surprise you that you wasn't aware of? I always think that's an interesting ask. Okay, not for Sid. He say I already been doing that work, been doing that deep work. What about for anybody else? No, it didn't seem surprising for anything. It was on track. Okay, okay, good. All right, let me go back over here. Okay, so we're getting to the closing because, like I said, I want y'all to work on that next thing for that. Like I said, 15 and 20. Out of all those investments, right, that we spoke about, what is one investment that you for sure want to change going into this next coming week?
Energy. Honestly, all of it.
Oh.
Everything. Say my mind.
One
But
investment that you're committed to this coming week.
energy.
Energy. Okay. Oh, let me write down for y'all. Okay. You got T. She said energy. Okay, tell me a little bit more about that. What does that commitment look like? The energy.
Letting go.
Let it go.
Leaving for one, when I leave work, leave it at work.
Mm,
Get home, just shouldn't be bringing all that to the job into my house. That's right. But big problem with working at home. Um, just negative energy too.
mm.
I let it get to me. I feel like personally, I was just telling myself, been journaling too. I feel like
Okay.
I'm gonna say I'm sensitive But I do feel like a lot of leadership and people in at work and things like that is very insensitive, I guess you could say. But I'm just trying to learn to let it go and not let it take so much of my energy and drain me. So yeah, I'm working on my energy.
Love it.
Not to take away from anything, I would say if energy is also your focus, also think about ways that you could leverage that energy as well. Because oftentimes we associate all of the negative energy that we feel and how that brings us down, but not really how to like leverage that to get us where we want to get as well. So just I would say add that to something you think about this week as well.
Good. That's good. Which one you want to focus on?
Mine's energy also.
Oh.
Only because I feel like
Okay.
I have the time. So it's just I get so I mean, with everybody, I feel it's the same. You get exhausted with work. The last thing you want to do is do something that feels like work, even if it's for yourself and to better yourself. So yeah, mine is like he was saying too, is like harnessing and not letting it just like okay, I'm just gonna go home and just chill and actually do something more productive.
Okay.
Because I've also seen that like even doing something productive does I end up de-stressing too. I feel like my mind doesn't go straight to that. It feels like, oh, I'm just gonna do more work instead of it like no, like it's something positive that I'm gonna do for myself that will equal to me also de-stressing from work. So
I like that. And another thing just to keep that plan is remember, if this was your last chapter, would you be caring about them people? Not at all. You'll be moving on, doing something that you know is gonna matter. And that's and I say that because we can spend a lot of time doing things that does not move the needle, that does not matter. We're making other people feel good while we don't feel good. Um, Sid, do you remember that line that we said? We were talking about dream and nightmare. Do you remember that? I think that would apply. Just, do you remember it? I do.
Mm-mm.
We were talking about how someone can be living their dream while you're living your nightmare
Yeah.
and making sure that you go out and live your dream too, not let it become the nightmare because of somebody else. We don't have the time nor the energy to be living in a way that doesn't give something back to us. Because like you said, if something happened to you tomorrow, you'll be pissed. You say, damn, that was it. That was my shot. And that's what I did with it. Not in this group.
Yep.
Not in this group. Okay, who else? So we got energy,
I'm gonna go attention.
attention. Oh, okay, we got someone changing. Okay.
I'm gonna say attention.
Tell me about that.
My mental has had me in a chokehold for the past 2 weeks, maybe three. So
Mm.
um shifting, I think a lot of the work I did this week has put me in a much better spot. So shifting my attention to something else would allow me to kind of get out of the state that I've been in the past couple of weeks and kind of start focusing on like where I want to be. So
Where do you want to shift it? Don't mind me asking.
mm, taking action on those things that I journaled about. So
Oh, I like it.
a lot of it was finally, what's the way I can explain it? Finally coming to terms with the things that were weighing me down, but now shifting my energy towards taking action so those things no longer weigh me down and I can be in a better place than I have been.
So it seems like you've been able to go ahead and
Offload a
take
lot of
those things
the,
off of your shoulders. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Love it.
Well, for me, I think it's clear. I'm gonna go with time.
Okay.
I think for me, the timepiece is just gonna be limiting people's access to my time.
Ooh, limited access. Love it.
And I think sometimes we can kind of get so comfortable with like always wanting to help other people. And that's also, taking time away from something that I could be doing for myself, my family and stuff like that. So
Mm.
just prioritizing my time first for myself before I do it for other people. Um, I think it's something that I definitely need to work on. Uh, that'll also get me to my finishing my last chapter. Um,
Yes, yes.
just yeah, being respectful of my own time.
Yeah. Yeah, because you gotta be the gatekeeper of that, right? Because no one else is gonna be there. Everybody else will steal as much time as you can give them.
Yeah, and I think that's something that we don't realize when we're trying to be there for other people. We're, you don't realize how much time you're actually giving to other people that you could be using that time to do something for yourself. And that's kind of like, Harvey said that work-life balance. Like, okay, I can talk to you between these hours, but
Mm.
after this, like, if it's not an emergency, dial 911 and just send me a text message. Uh, what? I know that sounds harsh, but I was listening to this video and the guy he was basically talking about in a lot of emergencies there's nothing that I can do.
Mm.
Like some people kind of want
I
you to
like
just sit
that.
there and listen to what they're going through, but there's legitimately nothing you can do. And sometimes you can sit on the phone and 1 hour turns into 2 hours to 3 hours and it's just like you look at me like, dang, I could have been doing this. So
Love that. Okay. I'm gonna say it back. That way everybody know what they committed to this coming week. All right. Tiana say energy, letting it go, let it stay at work. We ain't bringing it home with us. I'm gonna say energy as well, and harnessing her power, being productive, because that can change things up, and not letting the work just exhaust you to the point where you don't do nothing good for yourself. All right, okay, you commit. Sid say attention, switching it up. Say you're gonna shift some things, take action on what he wrote about. Take that weight off the shoulders. And Dan said time, limited access, prioritizing, and said if you dying, you better hit up the authorities, because it ain't me. Okay. All right, let me see. All right. So we're going to the closing, but before we get there, did anyone have any questions or any reflections that you want to say before we get to the closing? No?
I just like the what Des said about respecting your time because I feel like it just goes back to what um like all of it's about is respecting our dreams.
Respecting our dreams.
Respecting our
Write it down at the good work right now. Okay. Okay, good. Anything else? Anyone else had anything to add? Steve just looked like he raised. He got them gems
Nah,
on
I'm
his
just I'm,
mind.
I'm just thinking a lot about, what Des said, because in leadership positions, a lot of the times when there's an emergency, they really just want you to just sit on the phone and play damage control for nothing. And like you said, you don't realize how much time that takes away from you. Like I literally had this situation happen earlier where two of my chiefs called me and was like, "Hey, a sailor missed watch." Keeping me on the phone talking about, oh, they're gonna recommend them for this, recommend them for that. What do I think about this? And the whole time I'm on the phone, and I'm just sitting there thinking, like, y'all can't handle this and just backfill me and just say this is what we decided. And that whole conversation took up 45 minutes where I could have been doing something else, where it could have just been a, hey, this is what happened. This is what we recommended. We'll talk about it tomorrow at work. But it was a whole conversation. And I was like, why am I spending my off time? Not saying that the sailor ain't important, but it wasn't an emergency. It was just more or less a notification saying this is what happened. So it should have just stayed there. So to Dez's point, I think for me, there's still some work that I have to do on creating boundaries because I thought I was good, but clearly I'm not. So
boundaries, yeah, love it. Y'all got any more of these gems to throw in here? You know, we'll take them.
So I keep going, I told y'all alignment was my word for the month of June. Alignment issues. And what I wrote down is I quoted this for myself just journaling. You won't reach your full potential when you're somewhere you're not aligned. And that kind of goes back to we won't reach our full potential and our dreams and all the things that we want if we're not aligning, with time, energy, attention, and resources. So alignment is very important. And I think, like you said, going back to the barriers and stuff, that is a big barrier that I'm starting to realize is because I'm not aligned. That is one of the barriers that I'm facing to be able to overcome a lot of the stuff that I'm setting up for myself that I want to achieve.
Okay.
I keep writing alignment on
I'm
this
gonna just
paper.
keep hanging out in here. I mean, y'all got some. Sid, did you want to also? You did do something this month that you didn't say. I mean, it's around your neck, huh? I don't know if y'all peeped the jewelry. He got a purpose behind that. Could you elaborate? I'm sorry, I put you on the spot like that, but I thought it was.
All right, so as y'all can tell from the message that I dropped in the chat about anchors, right? I've been taking that a lot more serious because it ultimately kind of just feeds into what keeps us whole and what allows us to continue to move throughout our life daily despite everything that we deal with. So I got a piece of onyx pretty much hanging around my neck because oftentimes I am in my mental, I prioritize everybody else before myself. That's just kind of how my nature has always been. But in doing so, that has also put me in a position to where I'm operating in a deficit daily. And this piece is a reminder to just stay grounded in my mental, protecting my peace, and then just emotional stability so that way I can continue to operate not in a deficit, but operate the way that I want to operate. So
Anchors. Appreciate it. All right. If no one else has anything to add, going around. Okay. All right. So I'll leave you with one final question. Y'all ready? Okay. What will you write on tomorrow's page that moves you one step closer to that chapter? You ain't gotta tell me. You can tell it in that chat if you want to later, though. I'm gonna read it one more time. That way y'all got it. What will you write on tomorrow's page that moves you one step closer to that chapter that you want? And with that, just want to say thank you for investing in yourselves tonight. There's no greater work than taking care of yourself, and everyone that showed up is showing just how important you mean to yourself. And with that, we can continue conversation in the leadership circle in the last thing that really been on my mind is keep writing that story that your future self will look back and say, I'm proud of you for doing that for us. All right. Until next time.
Until next
Maybe.
time.
Talk to y'all in a circle.
All right.
All right.
It's right here.
I know I can't find it.